So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Muaz Zarkasyi bin Hasmadi. So, today I will be presenting on the critical reflection for this subject, which is TSLB 2703M Curricular Studies in ASL for Secondary Schools. So, for the introduction, this presentation will be covering few aspects or few points, which are the role of ESL teachers, the textbooks evaluation, which we will be evaluating Pulse 2, which is the textbooks for lower form of secondary school, covering Form 1 and Form 2. And then we will also cover the curriculum implementation and change. And for the last one is we will be talking about the future trends in ESL curriculum. Okay, so the role of ESL teachers. We will first I will explain this bit. The teachers are central to successful curriculum outcomes, not just passive implementers where we just teach and uh, hopefully they will understand and then they will memorize that knowledge and then just pass for the exam and done. No, but we also the decision makers. We also researchers and we teachers are also reflective practitioners and the agents of change. So first, let's examine about the multifaceted role of the ESL teachers. So as educators, we are decision makers. Every day we make decisions about our lesson plans. We resource our selection and teaching strategies. Okay, these decisions are grounded in our understanding of the student's need, adapting to the content to the student's need. Alright? So not just the student's need, we just focus also the classroom dynamics and the curriculum we are implementing. Okay, so in my context, my school context, where I will be pairing students with good students, great students like good English level of students like B2 or B1 with a weak student like even A1. So to ensure the support, so that's how we can manage the classroom dynamics as well as the students need to ensure collaboration and relate and affecting the and how to say uh, and implement and complement the CFR goals. Alright. So the next one is practitioner, where we translating CFR goals into classroom reality. So we as practitioners we engage directly with students in real time. Alright. Not just we adjust our methods based on their response and learning needs. We see what works and what doesn't, right? Can if the if it doesn't work, then we improve the doesn't work issue to ensure effective teaching as it is crucial in the learning experience. All right. So the CFR emphasize the importance of teachers fostering learners' ability to communicate confidently in real life situations, like across speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So this aligns with our role as practitioners, where we actively create learning environments where students can develop and demonstrate practical language skills. So, sorry, I'm so sorry. So, okay, as a practitioner, I allow students to speak in their more natural uh, or I'm so sorry. I promote them to speak in fluently in few situation like role play as well as debates. I did most of the time. I will always role play because this is the students can relate to the real world context with doing role playing. So the goal here is not just focus on memorizing vocabulary or grammar, but to apply the language in a way that they can reflect authentic communication needs. So not just that, we also teacher also is the researcher as a researcher where we will use our classroom data for improvement. So as a researcher also we continually assess the effectiveness of our teaching. This involves reflecting on what methods to help our student achieve the desired goals. Okay, so we identify the challenge and making data driven decisions to improve the instruction to enhance their learning and learning process. So by doing this, we contribute to the ongoing development of the language pedagogy while ensure our students are equipped with the skills necessary to navigate in the real world language challenges. Okay. So as the for my in for my experience, I just uh, it is important to research on the classroom data first to ensure to cater the student because to ensure what the students needs in the learning process. All right. So the next one is the last one is the agent of change. So agent of change is we challenge the outdated practices like okay, today we are going to learn this, to learn that, but we try to be more related to the students or be more updated in our learning practice. So like for example in my class, I will introduce the storytelling. Okay, so this storytelling not just they just read from the paper. Okay, so they can also use how to say, they can also record their storytelling and edit their own video. So in that way, not just we focus on up keep focus on keeping up keep keeping to be updated with the current keeping of on being updated with our current technology. We also manage to manage to make the learning interesting. Sorry. Okay. So the next one is textbook evaluation. Okay. So a textbook effectiveness lies not just to their content alone, but in how it supports or limits teacher autonomy, local relevance, and creativity. So this is the past two where we will be evaluating. Past two is for the Form 1 and Form 2 students. Right. So as I have been teaching Form 1 and Form 2 students, I can see that there are strengths and there are also limitations. Okay, so strengths is they have the clear progression of skills. Okay, and they are also integrated listening tasks, reading tasks, and writing tasks, and there are also parts that helps with their exam preparation. However, the limitations are very clear where it is this cultural disconnect. Like how? Like the topics in the textbook is focusing on foreign holidays like in the UK, not just foreign holidays, the foreign context, especially most of the time is United Kingdom context where it focus on what is happening in the United Kingdom, the railway station. the- It just don't have the sense of the Malaysian realities, right? Because we have different type of students, different level, different background of students, so we need to ensure this limitation really affect the effectiveness in teaching when we are using textbooks. There are also lack of local content and multicultural elements. And the last one is limited differentiation of mixed ability classes, because this book is way to advanced. So for the low student with the lower ability, lower English level, are going to be struggle with this textbook. So to address this limitation, we need to improve in the terms of cultural adaptation, where we need to replace irrelevant text with local themes. Like for example, we have the ecotourism in Sabah, even we have the ecotourism in the Semenanjung also, in the peninsula of Malaysia. We have the Kuala Lumpur, where we can do a tourism. We can do ecotourism in Langkawi, and we have many Malaysian festivals or local heroes like Keluang Man. What the thing that is the students can relate despite of different background. So we need also to infuse moral values and civic elements aligned with the NEP, the national education goals. So in this way, we not just teach them English, we also will be improve their moral value as well as their civic, uh, to be applied in their real world context. So it is important to be educated, and it is also important to be a good person. All right. So the next one is supplementing with authentic materials, where the textbooks can tackle this limitation by using newspaper articles, videos, or student created content. Like student can create their own content, like they can record what, for example, um, their hobby. Okay, so this when we are doing the task like this, they can use the students, they can create their own content to be used in the teaching to enhance the relevance. So they can also integrate short local stories and also dialogues for pair work activities. And the last one is differentiation for mixed abilities. So this one we can modify reading text to make it simple, to make it we need to simplify the version, is to simplify the text and vocabulary glossaries and the visual. So if the thing is simple, then the students are more interested to read and enhance their English. So the last one is tiered task, where this is important for differentiation of from its abilities, where we need to give basic comprehension to the weaker students and inference question to the the better students in their English level. So, moving on to the next part, which is the curriculum implementation and change, where curriculum change is not linear; it is negotiated through teacher beliefs, classroom realities, and system constraints. So, curriculum implementation and change. Teacher beliefs as a driving force. The first part. Teachers' attitudes and beliefs about language teaching are crucial in curriculum implementation. If teachers don't believe on communicative language teaching (CLT), the curriculum may be implemented in a rote as a focused manner. Conversely, teachers who value student-centered approaches will adapt lessons to foster more interactive and engaging activities. So, the last part is factors affecting curriculum change, where we have three factors, which is the first one is beliefs and training. Effective curriculum change depends on the teacher training. So teachers need ongoing professional development to understand the theoretical foundation of the curriculum. Like for example, when I was at the early stage of my education workforce, at first I don't know how to teach. I really don't have the knowledge to teach the student. I don't know how to tackle. I don't know how to differentiate. I don't know even the pedagogy. I don't even know what is the meaning of pedagogy. So when I entered the IPG program for PDPP, this help me. This program helps me to make me be better in my teaching, make me understand what I need to do, understand how to tackle the students' needs, understand on how to ensure how to make the lesson plan, especially, and it's really helpful if you a teacher have enough training or more than enough training. It will help in their learning process, not just focus on the road, just when not just let them to be clueless on what they need to do. So the next one is institutional support, where church only succeed if leadership and administrative administration provide the resources, time, encouragement for it. It is this normal because teachers need support. If they don't have support, then how can they support the students to be better in their learning process? So the last one is local context, where in some Malaysian schools, large class sizes or high stakes exams hinder the implementation of more progressive methodologies like CLT or task-based learning. This is like my school, we have like 35 students per class. So when we are going to do CLT, there are students that actively join. There are also students that had just in their own world, or they're just talking at the back, or they just play at the back. So it is not easy. It is not easy to implement these progressive methodologies because and you have a too big number of students in your class. The balance of between the students that want to learn and that don't want to learn is not the same. They are not balanced. Some at the same time, the students that didn't want and that doesn't want to the students don't want to learn will be disturbing the students that want to learn. They want to do CLT. So this will hinder the implementation for a better implementation for progressive methodologies like this. So the last one is future trends in ESL curriculum, where future ESL teaching will rely on static content and more on adaptability, digital fluency, and global awareness. So the technology integration, we nowadays we have these AI tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly, like and also we have the interactive games like Kahoot, quizzes, and learning platforms like Classroom GC, as well as Padlet, to reshape our how we teach. So these tools promote personalized learning, formative assessment, and students agency. So this not just we not just the when we use technology, we just show the video or not, because when we have this kind of AI tools, interactive games, and learning platforms, we help them in personalize their learning, personalize their understand, and make them feel that they are the owner of the knowledge, their own knowledge. And global citizenship and soft skills. They are also shift from language as a skill to language as a medium for global awareness, where ASL also is now a gateway to values like empathy, environmental consciousness, and intercultural competence. Because in English we have these few different parts, like we have the consumerism and financial awareness. We have these different themes. So we covered all these themes to ensure this to promote these trends to in the future. We also focus on the language as a skill to language as a medium for global awareness. Like we not just uh, teach them to talk better, we also teach them to make to become a global to be aware globally. So I think that's all. No, we have one more. Sorry. We also have this blended and hybrid learning models where, especially the post-pandemics, where Malaysia ESL classroom are embracing these tech flexible approaches even in under-resourced context. So this one where we blended between where we do hybrid, like sometimes we do online and sometimes we also do face to face. learning style. Like for example, in my after the UWASA exam, since their SPM students will be using the academic buildings, so online learning is one of the way to for us as a ESL teachers to teach the students, where we will give a module where we will give games for them to play, and then we just ensure that we need to ensure that they will understand about that. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you.